There are a great many stories in the great epic Mahabharata which have not been shown on television. One among these stories is the story of Devyani. The story of Devyani is mentioned in the Adi Parv of Mahabharata. The story is connected to Yayati, an ancestor of Kaurav and Pandav. In this first part of the story, we tell you about the one-sided love story of Devyani, daughter of Daitya Guru Shukracharya. Before the churning of the ocean, the gods had not yet drunk the nectar and were still not immortal. Devs and Danavs were constantly fighting for universal domination. At that time, Vrishparva, son of Rishi Kashyap and his wife Danu, was the king of Danav clan. Danavs had appointed Shukracharya as their preceptor, while Devs had chosen Guru Brihaspati. Whenever there was a battle between Devs and Danavs, Guru Shukra would bring all the fallen demon warriors to life using his knowledge of Mrit Sanjeevani. Guru Brihaspati did not have this knowledge. This gave Danavs an advantage in Devasur Sangram. Danavs were fighting without the fear of death. On one hand, the number of Dev warriors was declining, while demon army numbers remained completely intact. Gods went to their preceptor Brihaspati and requested him to find a solution to this. Guru Brihaspati called his son, Kach, and instructed him to go and study under Shukracharya and somehow learn Mrit Sanjeevani from him. If the Devs had the knowledge of Mrit Sanjeevani, Danavs would no longer have an unfair advantage in the war. Despite the risk of getting killed by the Danav warriors, Kach agreed to do this task. Shukracharya, along with his daughter Devyani, used to live in his ashram near the palace of Danav king Vrishparva. Kach presented himself in front of Guru Shukra and said, Gurudev, I am Kach, son of Dev Guru Brihaspati and grandson of Prajapati Angiras. I wish to be educated under your guidance. Such words from Kach made Shukracharya feel proud of himself, thinking that the son of a Dev Guru had come to him for education. He agreed to take Kach as his student and said, I have immense respect for the Dev Guru. It is an honor for me that his son wants to be my student. He made Kach take a vow of celibacy till his education under him is complete, and allowed him to live in his hermitage as a student. Kach was a model student, and his behavior made him Guru Shukra's favorite student. Shukracharya's daughter Devyani also started liking him with time. When Danav soldiers found out that the son of Guru Brihaspati was living in the hermitage of Shukracharya and was being educated under his guidance, they got worried. They figured if somehow Kach learned the Sanjeevani Vidya from Guru Shukra, they will lose the only edge they had against the Devtas. One day, when Kach was out in the jungle feeding the cows of the hermitage, Danav soldiers cornered him and killed him. In the evening, when all the cows returned to the hermitage without Kach, Devyani insisted that her father should go and look for him. Shukracharya found Kach lying lifeless in the jungle. He used his knowledge of Mrit Sanjeevani to bring Kach back to life. When Danav soldiers saw Kach alive, they came up with a different plan. This time, they killed Kach, cut his body into pieces, and fed the pieces to wild wolves. When Guru Shukra used Mrit Sanjeevani Vidya and later called for Kach, his body parts burst out of the wolves and Kach came back to life again. The third time, Danav soldiers came up with a different plan. They burnt Kach's body, mixed his ash into wine, and made Shukracharya drink it. When Devyani didn't see Kach around for a while, she got worried. and insisted her father does something about it. Shukracharya said, "My child, every time the Danavs kill Kach, I bring him back to life. This cycle can stop only if I stop reviving him." Devyani said, "Father, I love Kach and I cannot live without him. If you do not bring him back to life, I will die." Using his mind power, Guru Shukracharya figured out that Kach was in fact inside him, and if he calls him out, he will come out of his stomach, killing him in the process. However, he loved his daughter a lot and could not see her sad. So, he came up with a plan. He revived Kach inside his stomach and taught him Mrit Sanjeevani before calling him out. When Guru Shukracharya called Kach, he came out of Shukracharya's stomach, killing him in the process. He used his newly acquired knowledge of Mrit Sanjeevani and revived his Guru. Thus, Kach achieved his goal of learning Mrit Sanjeevani from Daitya Guru Shukra, and through their actions, Danav soldiers ended up causing the thing they desperately wanted to avoid. With his objective achieved, Kach asked for farewell from his Guru. Devyani stopped Kach and said, "Hey son of Dev Guru, you have always been a model student throughout your stay in the hermitage and followed the vow of celibacy as expected by my father. However, now your education is complete and you are free of that vow. I have fallen in love with you and wish to marry you." Kach told Devyani, "O daughter of my teacher, I have lived inside the stomach of your father and have literally taken rebirth as his son. By that logic, you are my sister and it would not be right to marry my sister." Devyani could not digest this rejection and got furious. In her fit of rage, she cursed Kach. "The way you have rejected me, the knowledge you have learned from my father will reject you as well." Kach did not appreciate being cursed like this for doing the right thing, so he cursed Devyani. "O Devyani, my rejection of you was the right thing to do. However, because of your lust, you have unfairly cursed me. I hence curse you back that you will never find a Brahmin man to marry you." After this, Kach could never use the Mrit Sanjeevani Vidya himself. However, he taught that knowledge to others, thus allowing the Devtas to benefit from this knowledge. What happened to Devyani after this? Who did she eventually marry? To know the answers to these questions, stay connected to Sutradhar and listen to the story of Sharmishtha and Devyani.